Hello and welcome. I am the Restless Kaiser and we are modelling for advantage. So today, working our way through the Soviet vehicles in the Tanks of the Modern Age Gale Force 9 range, we're going to look at the iconic T-55. So as ever, we'll crack the box open, see what we get. Not too surprisingly, we have a package containing an unassembled T-55, 2 tank cards, a hero card, 2 crew cards and an upgrade card. You can build this vehicle as the T-55 or the T-55 AM2. More accurately, this vehicle represents a series of vehicles. The T-54, 55 was in service for a very long time. Some of these vehicles seeing service into the 21st century in the armies of much smaller nations such as Central Africa, etc. And the instructions that we are provided with show clearly how we assemble them, either as the standard T-55 or the T-55 AM2. The T-55 AM2 here being a kind of amalgamated example of the many different versions of this tank that were over the years, probably at its high watermark. We have a little bit of information here. So what does it say? Following in the tracks of the T-34 of World War II fame, the T-55 was the end product of Soviet design efforts. It combines foolproof reliability with a powerful 100mm gun. While it is now a dated design, when used in numbers, the T-55 is still highly effective. The T-55 AM2 features extra armour and the ability to fire ATGMs from its main gun. So this vehicle really is showing its age by this point. It shares a lot of design features with the T-34, and it's not actually that much bigger. This may be, rather than a main battle tank, perhaps the last medium tank in service in mainstream armies in the world. So let's take a look at the sprues then. This is the 2017 BM102 T-55 AM2 sprue from Battlefront. It is arranged as we might expect. We have the 2 different turret options for the T-55 and the AM2. An interesting upper hull and decks here. We have a plate that the turret is going to sit on. It's interesting. The 2 different machine gun options are different, I believe, with the upgraded versions. The armour skirts, external fuel tanks, different glasses plates, transmission cover, the lower hull, the skirts, and one of the more distinctive features of this particular vehicle, the T-55, is this uncommon space between the 2 road wheels here. I'm not sure what the purpose of that as a design feature was, but I think this was the vehicle where they moved from Christie suspension to torsion bar suspension to gain more room inside the fighting compartment, but I'm not 100% sure on that, if I'm being brutally honest. We have the 2 different gun options, the simpler earlier gun option and the later one with a thermal sleeve, I believe. So there she was. Let's take a look at the cards. One of the interesting things about these tanks expansion packs, even if you've got the vehicles from anywhere, wherever, these unique cards are often quite worthwhile. So these vehicles, it provides them in the 2 different stat lines, are very straightforward, much more similar to the stuff we were used to in the World War II stuff, in that they just have a stat line. The basic T-55, then 3 initiative, 4 firepower, 1 armour and 6 hull points for 12 points. I can't imagine this vehicle is going to do very much for you, but it is some boots on the ground with 6 hit points. I mean, for 12 points it's alright, but 4 firepower probably isn't going to cut it very often, and with 3 initiative this thing is going last every time. For an extra 2 points, what do you get? Well, you get an extra hit point, T-55 AM2. Which of the 2 would I use if I was going to field this vehicle? Probably just going for the cheaper option. But let's have a look at the cards then, the upgrade cards. First of all, our hero card is Grisha Malakov, +1 armour. At the end of the movement phase, this tank may discard 1 upgrade card or crew card to make a single move. Given that these vehicles have all got 1 armour that we've seen so far, I think that's pretty useful. I think that's pretty useful for 5 points. We have missile system, the AT-10 Stabber, which can go only on the AM2 version or the T-62M, interestingly, probably the next vehicle that we're going to cover. This tank gains missiles 5. So for 16 points, you get this firing platform and missiles 5, starting to look a little bit more attractive perhaps. We have the clever loader. The clever loader means if we use an ammo card to shoot and we do not score any hits, we can trash this 1-point card and get our ammo card back. We have the explosive reactive armor, ERA. When being targeted by missiles, you get +1 armor. Not a bad 2-point upgrade. And then finally, Category C Tank Crew. This is interesting. This is the first one of its type I've seen. This has a negative point score. This earns you 1 point, but your tank gets -2 initiative. This cannot be assigned to a vehicle with the scout keyword, and they cannot have any other crew. This, I mean, I don't see myself using this very often, but on one of these tanks, they're already going last. You could get it for a point cheaper by putting this on. It may allow you to get force composition somewhat better than you might otherwise. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.
Oh